before Act 3, let's talk about some things you'll see in Act 3 of Arcane. The first thing is going to be really obvious, and it's going to be Echo is the leader of the Fireflies. Now, no one knows this is true, but we see this guy right here, and it seems like he's pretty handy, and he brought this whole gang together. And if we look at Legends of Terra, we could see one of the girls look very suspicious, like one of the people that Echo hangs out with in his card art. So I'm not going to show the proof for that. You can see for yourself, but that is the speculation. I think Echo's going to be the leader of the Fireflies. And when Jinx was getting super smart, I think so was Echo. But he's like Echo's like sane, like he's not going crazy like Jinx is. So I think you can see a lot. I think that's how they're building up for Echo to be the super genius, as was Jinx was. But then she went crazy and she starts making all this crazy stuff that somehow works. But Echo's the leader of the Fireflies. Let's move on to the next part, which is the Singed reveal. Now, will Singed become a key part into the story? I don't think so. I think Singed is actually going to be just like Heimerdinger, where he has like time, sure, but Victor's just going to be going back and forth. And I think that's slowly what's going to corrupt Victor, because he's already like going crazy because he's like, I need to live. Fuck Jace, fuck Heimerdinger. Like, I need to live. So I think Singed is going to be Victor's actual mentor, and Victor's going to start doing crazy experiments, starting out with repairing his body with robotics. And that's where I get into it, that's where I get into the next part, where Victor won't actually become a bad character in Arcane. Actually, I think he'll just have a robotic body, and Heimerdinger is just going to live with it, just like how he lived with Jace doing what he did. And so I think that's what's going to that's not going to be a pushing factor in Act 3. It's going to be probably more for the future seasons of Arcane, is that Victor's just going to be Jace's best friend, and his ideals are slowly going to change. And I think as the story progresses, we're going to see Victor change into this fully robotic mess that Victor is. Now, we're also going to be bringing up the Singed point again. I think we're going to start seeing Chemtech. And I think this is super important because Singed is like the guy for Chemtech. And so I think he's going to fully bring Chemtech into Zaun in Act 3. And I think that's what we're going to kind of see that blows up, is this purple stuff is going to come out because of all the harmful effects it does. Instead, we're going to see the creation of Chemtech and Singed kind of overtaking the underworld as like its like main scientist instead of Dr. Mundo. If you haven't seen my previous videos, I predicted Dr. Mundo being the doctor that they referenced in like episode 4, or episode 5 when Jinx got the Hextech marble, Arcane marble, whatever you want to call it. And I think Dr. Mundo is like Zaun's like main scientist. But I think after this Act 3, I think that's gonna rotate out, and Dr. Mundo is gonna become this it's gonna become Dr. Mundo, and he's gonna be like this probably evil dude living where all those other infected people are by that sign that fell onto Selko. If you haven't seen, you don't know what I'm talking about. But fun fact. I think that's where Dr. Mundo is probably going to go and reside. And I think Singed is probably going to go and take over Zaun as its main scientist dude, and he's going to do it with Chemtech. Now, lastly, Warwick might come out of Act 3. I doubt it. But this is the craziest one, and I left it for the end for these reasons, where there's a chance, because Arcane would probably do it just to fuck with everyone, because it's done after this. And so the theory is that Vander is Warwick. That's the theory, and Singed made Warwick. So this is where it comes down to a lot of theories, like what's going on there, right? Because I've went through all of the dialogue that Warwick said, And there are plenty of clear signs. Like for one, he said he used to run these streets. He straight up has like very specific lines to Jinx and Vi, where it's like you were there or who taught you how to punch, like stuff like that. And the Jinx line is very important because he asked Jinx like you were there, but like questioningly, because um like Jinx messed it up, but Vander doesn't know that he just died, and so like he kind of knows, but he lost his memory, so he doesn't know, and so that's why he's super unsure because he's having these flashbacks. Um, I can't remember if Vander's eye got messed up or not, but like he did a complete overhaul, and because Singe is more biologically warping of a scientist instead of like Victor, who is more mechanical, I can definitely see him transferring Vander and turning him into a beast because like Vander's pretty hairy, right? Yeah, that's my main argument. Is Vander's pretty hairy, but in all seriousness, um, I think Warwick will show up as at least a reference in Zon because like I think Doctor Mundo, and then you will also have Warwick, and I think Zon is going to be just this mess where Piltover. It's going to end with Piltover trying to help Zon moving forward because you have all of these like monsters just running around, and you're gonna add Jinx to that, who's trying to destroy Piltover, and you're just gonna have this cycle of just horrible monsters destroying it, and that's how I think Act 3 is going to end. It's just everyone kind of like the classic like middle school like oh we're all in this together kind of thing, and it's also how Vi will get a position in the like police force is because she knows Zon super well, so her and Kaylin are gonna go deal with all this messes because Warwick is gonna be I think Warwick is just a killer like a serial killer. Well no, Warwick's just a killer. Like he's just a beast running around. Let's put it like that. He's a beast. Dr. Mundo is a serial killer, I believe. You also have Singe, and eventually, I think Victor will go down there and add to the marks, and that might be season 2. But I'm not gonna make any more season 2 predictions until after Act 3. That's what I think you have to look forward to for Act 3. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Let me know how smart or dumb these are, and if there's anything I missed. Thank you.